Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the 143. This is episode 116 coming at you live.
We've got a good one. Not a lot going on in the sports world other than we're in that break period for March Madness where we're waiting on this next these next round of games to start.
The
We're in the
Final Four
middle
is
of
here.
opening week for baseball. The Rangers are off to a hot start. So we're gonna give you our way too early Rangers episode.
Yeah, we didn't talk about them a whole lot last year because when we did, we felt like we caused them to start losing games, which was a real thing. And so we didn't mention them when they got hot. We didn't mention them in the postseason. They ended up winning the whole thing. So we're going to talk about them now, though, just because, man, it's been nice to watch this weekend and tonight, Monday night, the first game against the Rays in that series. We got some things to look forward to as Rangers fans starting out hot, and we'll get into it. Start you off with the stat of the week, brought to you by our sponsor, Andrews Logistics. Adolis Garcia just joined the 100 home run club. He just hit his 100th home run tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. Absolutely crushed it. 4 games into the season, he got 3 home runs already. And so he's got 100 home runs. Congrats to Adolis Garcia, and hopefully he tacks on 1,000 more before he's done.
Yep, absolutely breaks the all-time record. So your player of the week is obviously Adolis. This is unplanned, but we had the right train of thought. Uh, Tonight, Monday night, this is when we're recording the episode. He hit his third home run of the season already. 3 home runs in 4 games. The Rangers offense out to a hot start, but mainly led by Adolis Garcia. 3 home runs and 6 RBIs already, hitting 235 from the plate, and we are here to see the rest. We're here for it. We're ready for it.
Yeah, that wasn't planned at all, but I mean, who else could it be right now except for Adolis? He's the man. And here coming up this weekend, we've got the first series against the Astros. I almost threw out the stat that, which I'm going to throw it out now, that the Astros got swept by the Yankees to start the season at home. I guess it's just one of those things that when you come out on live TV and you say that Adolis Garcia, quote unquote, woke the Astros up, you lose the next 6 home
I
games
was
you
about
have.
to say they've been pretty asleep since then.
Yeah. So stay woke, Astros. And I mean that. Okay.
They uh, they
I'm here
joined
for it.
they joined the Oakland A's in the cellar of the AL West,
Hmm.
in the dungeon at the bottom of the division.
Who knows? Maybe the
Um,
Astros and the A's are going to be battling it out for last place this year.
Obviously, this is way early into the season. We're not even a week
But
into
we're going to rag on the
what's
Astros
going
because we
on.
can.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, I'm just looking at it as it is right now. I mean, I'm just looking at the numbers. That's what they say. They
So,
say
yeah,
bottom.
record right now is not promising. 0-4. They might. They
Hmm.
might. I think they. I think they might have won tonight. I think they're 1 and
They
4.
won tonight. I
Yeah.
did see whoever they had through a no-no against Toronto, but
Mm.
yeah, that's not impressive
They had a
at
guy throw a
all.
no-no last season. His name was Framber Valdez, and I think he made it
Hmm.
through 1 or 2 innings against us in the series before we kind of took him out of the game.
Yeah, I'm glad you're getting all your good pitching out in March because yeah. So the Rangers offense has been doing exactly what it did last year. Um, that was the formula for winning in the postseason, was just overpowering teams with the long ball, getting out to these huge leads, just putting up double digit runs constantly. Um, I mean, me and Joseph, I want to say we kind of called it in saying that the strength of the Rangers this season would not be the pitching, it would be the hitting, and that's kind of what we've seen thus far in obviously 4 games in the season, but that's how it's been going. Bullpen arms wise, I feel like the guys we brought in, David Robertson, he's given some good
Yeah.
innings. Kirby Yates has pitched a couple good innings. Jose Urena, he's kind of a younger guy. He had a decent outing
Yeah.
in that third game against the Cubs, but so far, we're looking pretty pristine right now.
Yeah, the cool thing about us this season is we're not deep in starting pitching right now, but like we have some amazing talent coming in later in the season with Lorenzen Molly, I think is his name,
Hmm.
Molly, and
They should be coming here
obviously
pretty soon, hopefully.
DeGrom and Scherzer. Scherzer sooner than DeGrom, but we've got help on the way this season, unlike last season where we were just losing guys and didn't have anyone to replace them. So our pitching is going to be our pitching, but we talked about our offense being the strong suit. Wyatt Langford, who we've already highlighted, he's hitting the ball hard. He has not hit one out yet as of Monday night, but maybe
He
by the time this
close.
episode airs, he will on Tuesday.
Mm.
But he's ripping them and showing really great discipline, which is kind of what you want to see. You want to see him taking the tough ones on the outside of the zone that look like they could be strikes. He's taking them for balls, and so showing great discipline at the plate. Somebody that's been standing out since the season started, who is now hurt, was Josh Young. Couple home runs, bunch of RBIs, and tonight he took one of the wrists, so he broke his wrist. He'll be out for at least, or I guess at least 4 weeks, at the most 6 weeks probably. And so tough to see him go down, but it is early in the season, so if we're gonna get the injuries out of the way, might as well get them out now.
It was just tough because he was absolutely stroking it. He was just raking, and he had gotten injured early on in spring training, so he had missed a little bit of time there. And so obviously, when the season starts, you're like, okay, he didn't get a full, you know, uh, slot of games for spring training, so we don't know how he's going to be. And then he comes out and he's been hitting the ball extremely well. And then, of course, it has to happen. He just takes one to the wrist. Really, nothing you can do about that one. I mean, it's just a ball that came in high and tight from Phil Maton, who was an Astro, which is something to think about. Hit three guys in a row. Or wait, was it? Yeah, he hit three guys in a row. Hit Evan
Yeah.
Carter, hit Adolis, and then he hit Josh Young. So I don't know. Maybe there's still some bad blood there. Who knows? I mean, a lot of people want to say it's early in the season, so a lot of pitchers haven't found their stuff yet. They're still trying to figure out control. But I mean, three batters in a row, really, and you can't figure it out.
I feel like he had some bad blood
I
with
feel like
them.
there is an ulterior motive.
I mean, the first one he hit was Adolis Garcia, so I don't think that one was on accident. And then Josh Young, I don't know, and Evan Carter. I mean, those are all three guys he went up against when we beat the breaks off of Houston. So
But the good thing about the Rangers this year is it feels like we got 12 guys on the roster. What I mean by that is we have our 9, but then we have a few guys on the bench that could very well be everyday players if it weren't for the people in front of them being so good. Jared Walsh, for example, he's been filling in at first base for a couple games for Nathaniel Lowe as he's been injured, and he's been doing a really good job.
yeah,
Hitting the ball a little bit better than I was expecting for sure. We have Ezekiel Duran. He's kind of been our utility infielder. We've seen him at first base, seen him at shortstop. He can kind of be put around anywhere that a guy needs a day off. And then Travis Jankowski, another guy off the bench, had a clutch pinch hit home run on opening day to tie the ball game up in the bottom of the ninth. And then same thing with Wyatt Langford. He could be a good solid outfielder out there and take some of the burden off of outfielders if they need a day off. And so, with Josh Young going down, obviously that stinks because he is our third baseman. But I do think, we'll survive these next couple weeks without him. But it's just going to be, it's frustrating to watch.
Yeah, it's tough that he went down the way that he did, but it is 4 games into the season, so hopefully he comes back pretty healthy, coming back swinging again. But it is nice to see us rolling. Just with the banner ceremony, the ring ceremony, picking up right where we left off. It feels like from the postseason. It is a very long season. We're not trying to jump the gun here, but it is nice to see us starting off with some steam, with some fire. but behind the lineup and just getting guys back into the rhythm of things before we got some tough games coming up here. So, all in all, love what we're seeing with the Rangers so far and the rest of baseball as well. But gotta love what we're seeing from the lineup all around.
I mean, absolutely. This offense it's like we didn't even take a couple months off. It was like we roll straight
Yeah,
into the
it's
season, pick right back up where we left off.
well, we weren't even doing this during spring training, which is why we weren't worried. But I was expecting the season to start off a little bit slower than it did. But I mean, I guess it's just it's a different intensity. Obviously, when you're playing in the stadium, you're playing for real.
Right.
And Jared Walsh, with that two-run home run the other day to tie it up.
I was
Even
about to
guys
say
that knew.
he hit a double that game too. I want to say
Yeah.
he hit 2 balls over 110 miles an hour. Like he hitting well. Obviously, Josh got in on the action that game, but of course, that's just tough to see because he had a tough injury at the end of last season, which ultimately killed his chance at getting American League Rookie of the Year. He was looking like it was honestly his to lose, and then he breaks a bone in his hand, misses about 6 weeks, and then but he gets the ring to go with it at the end of the season. So, not much complaining to do there. But that was like you get one shot at that award, and then it's kind of gone forever.
So it's tough to see him go down now, but hopefully he's all good when he comes back. And it is annoying that they threw at him, whether it was on purpose or not. But I'm just gonna say we have a track record against Astros pitchers. And how long before we realize, it's not a coincidence? And Houston's coming to town. If they throw their boy
Bryan
Abreu, if they throw Abreu in, he starts chucking at our guys. They better throw him out. Actually,
I say bench clearing ball. That's what I say. Take his head off.
I think that's warranted at this point. I think if anything happens, there's a bench.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I might just come in and help him from the stands.
I was about to say it might have to come through.
Yeah,
if we're there.
If we're there, which hey, we could be there. 'Tis a possibility.
I mean, we're thinking about it. There's something in the works. Got to go out, scout out the team live.
Especially against the rival. I went to a Astros Rangers game last season in Houston. Definitely not the same thing as Arlington. Stadium's pretty trash, and
the city overall as a whole is just garbage. Just one big giant swamp.
Always humid. It's nothing like Dallas. Nothing like Arlington. Nothing like
we got class up here. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a reason that we're the Texas Rangers and they're the Houston Astros. We represent a state. They represent a city that nobody likes.
Right.
So, I mean, I see videos right now of Yankees fans. Who do you hate more, Red Sox or Astros? Most of them are saying the Astros right now. Okay. That's like one of the oldest rivalries of all time. First of all, if you're a Yankees fan, you should hate the Red Sox more than anything. But I'm just saying the fact that some of them are switching up on that means that the Astros are making a name for themselves, and it's not great, But back to the Rangers. Back to the Rangers, watching them play, watching us get some primetime games for the first time in a while. I mean, I think it is one of those things where from the first 4 games last year wasn't a joke. It wasn't like one of those fluke seasons, and that was what Chris Young came out and said that we were going to do is we're coming out, we're playing hard, and last year wasn't a fluke. Like, we're in this to win it again. Slogan this year is run it back. And a lot of the players have come out and talked about, they last year they set the standard. The culture is now like World Series or bust. And that's what you want in a professional sports team in Dallas. And it's been a long time since we've had that. So it is nice to see that happening with the team and how they all, first of all, we got the team back. That was number one. So all the guys are still there.
Don't sell everyone.
And Mitch Garver. They're the only 2 that are gone. And Aroldis Chapman, which we wanted him gone. But But like everybody's back, everybody's with the same mentality, and dude, like let's get it, let's run it back, Nick.
Let's just keep this momentum going. We're playing extremely good baseball. Whatever we're doing right now, whatever your mindset is going in to every single at bat when you step out onto the field, whatever that is right now, I need you to bring that every day until November.
It's tough.
The middle of November.
It's tough. You get into July, you get into August. It is tough to keep the same intensity, but you know what?
You're gonna have to because it's your
They're
job.
professionals, man. And honestly, like these are if anyone's gonna do it, these guys are gonna do it. Okay.
Exactly.
This is a great team. Man, it is good to be a Rangers fan right now.
It is very good. We have been crying, bleeding, sweating, whatevering for this moment for our entire lives. I mean,
dude,
we've been waiting.
My thing with opening night was a great game. You know, with the controversial foul tip that didn't get called, wasn't really controversial. There was a missed call foul tip that allowed the Cubs to score the potential go-ahead run in the 9th inning. Jonah Heim was the one mad about it. He was the catcher. 10th inning, he hits the walk-off. But I was just like, with sitting there watching that game, like the same intensity and pressure that I felt when we were playing in the World Series, you know?
Yeah,
and I was
exactly.
just like, that I don't know what that
one,
feels like.
It's
I didn't know what opening day. I've never felt that before. Watched the game, I'm like, oh man, here we go. Like, hopefully, before it was like, hopefully we break 500. That was
hopefully
mindset.
we don't lose more games than we really win. You know,
exactly. But now it's like, you know, can we?
We have the guys. We have the pieces. We know we can do it. It's just, are we going to go there? And thus far, we have.
Yep. So super pumped for the rest of the season. Obviously, it's going to be a marathon, but it is nice to see that we started off strong.
March was a success, as well as April 1st.
Yes, it was.
So, we usually like to end our shows on Under Review. I brought you a quote from the Yogi Berra, and he said, "You can observe a lot just by watching." And you can observe a lot just by watching greatness from the Rangers right now. So let's just keep that in mind for this week. Take it in until the next episode.
Thank y'all for tuning in this week, and we hope to see you back next week with another episode of Under Review.